All right, welcome to my FX Buddies, the podcast, and this is episode 39. All right, I'm so glad I posted yesterday because there's a lot of news today. I'm still going to try to keep it under 30 minutes. So there's some articles on the website I'm not going to cover for time's sake, but you may want to go to the blog, which you can find the blog at myfxbuddies.blogspot.com. And I know that's a lot to type in, so wherever you are enjoying this content, look for a more intro, info, open description button of, something like that. Click on that. Another box opens that says, that has a link directly to the blog, which in my opinion is the best place to go. I found an interesting little video that I transcribed and I have. That's at the bottom of the blog, and there's something else. Something else I'm going to cover that's not on the blog. So you would have to watch the video, and guess what? The video I paste on the blog. So everything's there. It's free. I'm not selling anything. You don't have to put your email in. You don't have to join. You just click the link, go there. All the articles are there with the original links to Arabic, everything. Okay. Now the other places where you'll find me oh, see, that was my mother. See how I was about to say improper grammar and I heard my mother's voice? Anyway, Spotify.com has audio and video content. Apple Podcasts, Amazon Podcasts. RSS.com, my FX Buddies, has a great transcript for people who don't understand me or English is their second language. What else? Rumble, my FX Buddies, and then YouTube. In YouTube, everything that I cover is covered under Fair Use Act because it's for critiquing, sharing, teaching, commenting. All right, I think that's the whole spiel I'm supposed to say. Excuse me. All right, so we'll get right into it. It is Monday. Oops, wow. I didn't expect that. It's Monday, March 10th, 2025. All right, so this was I wanted this information, right? I kept saying, well, they haven't given us an explanation why they're not putting the daily dollar tally, right? And so we got it. It's the same page. If you used to go, to go to cbi.iq, you scroll down to the box, there's a bunch of dollars. You click on that, and then that used to be where the currency results popped up, dollar, whatever. If you go there now, you get this. And that is pretty much the most recent picture of the CBI building. See, there might be some work they're still doing at the top because they had on the news they had this guy reporting and he was out in the mountains, but it was the CBI building and there was like one crane on the top of the building. But I think they are pretty much done. Yeah, but not that matters. Anyway, mechanism for publishing data on buying and selling foreign currencies. So like I said, this is on the CBI website. But basically the thing is they're going to do a monthly report now instead of a daily report. And so what they're calling it, enhancement of bank balances abroad. So it's not the auction, it's not whatever. They are calling it total enhancement of bank balances abroad. They'll also show settlements of electronic payments abroad and cash sales. So then the only other, this part here I think is blue. It looks purple to me, but I think it's blue. It draws attention to the Central Bank of Iraq's possession of sufficient foreign reserves to meet all official requests for foreign currency which enhances confidence in the natural currency. And that's what the national currency. And that's what we want. We want, especially the citizens, right, to have confidence in the national currency. So, yeah, that happened today. Oh, you know what? I shouldn't say that. It might have been Saturday or Sunday because I was going to the page and it just looked blank. And then this morning I said, you know what, let me scroll up here. It doesn't make sense that they would just have a blank page. And I saw the notice and I see it's dated March 5th, but it definitely was not there on March 5th. But whatever. All right, so this caused a little stir in Dinarland. Economists: lower oil prices may push Iraq to reduce exchange rate and cut expenses. Now remember this guy here, Nabil Marsumi, and his name gets spelled different, you know, how they do. But in the country he's known as the pessimistic economist. So they're not talking about the dollar rate because they can't change the dollar rate, right? So so don't even listen. I mean, I hate to say don't listen to him because when they devalued the dollar the last time, we were like, no, they wouldn't do that. There's no way they'd do that. It doesn't make any sense. They wouldn't do that. And they did it, right? So I don't want to say that this time, but things are very much different this time, right? So yeah. And so I think he's just, well, you know, he's speaking his mind. He doesn't just say things and not have explanations. He has explanations too, right? So everyone has, well, I was going to say everyone has the right to their opinion. I don't know if that's a fact in Iraq, but at least he gets to say what he wants to say, right? All right. And then also this came out, Prime Minister's advisor, which is who? Yes, Mohammed Saleh. He says investment boosts economic growth, keeps Iraq away from oil price fluctuations. And that's true. So what he's saying, it came out on Sunday, but he said this on Sunday, but I didn't see it until today. So he's saying, well, I'll just read this little bit. The Prime Minister's advisor for financial affairs, Mohammed Saleh, confirmed Sunday that foreign investment is an important step towards enhancing economic growth in Iraq and isolating the country from the fluctuations of oil asset cycles and the problems of oil price fluctuations, explaining that linking the international economy to the Iraqi economy contributes to achieving sustainable economic growth. So I guess right now there's a disconnect, right? Because they're trying to put together the private sector, the government sector, and international, right? So I think that's what he's talking about. And they do have a plan from 2024 to 2028. Don't freak out. It's just a 4-year plan, you know. Okay. So the influx of foreign investment to Iraq means the development of linking international economic activity to the country's productive economy. That's right. We haven't seen that phrase in a while, but instead of rentier economy, right, which is what they've been, they're going to, they were trying to say free market because that's what we have, but they're using that phrase, productive economy. So basically, he's saying we need to be unleashed. We need to open up and let all the investments come in that want to come in, and the oil fluctuations won't hurt our budget. In a nutshell, that's what he's saying. He's just taking a lot of words because I believe he is a PhD also. But whatever, here we can skip that. It's just a little blurb about the financial management law and how they're not going by it according to a member of parliament. Here, the House of Representatives announces the agenda for Tuesday's session. But guess what? It's the same agenda for Saturday that they didn't vote on, that they couldn't get quorum. So it's probably going to happen again tomorrow. So we'll see. So there are calls for them to be dissolved. Yeah, but they won't be. All right, here's this. This is a report. I just thought it was interesting. The head of the Iraq Future Foundation, and they've been putting out quite a few reports lately, and they're saying that Iraq spends $100 billion annually, and it exceeds the three most powerful economies in the world. So, and I did bold this paragraph here if you'd like to read that, but we're going to skip it for time's sake. All right. In parallel to the unsafe environment, U.S. sanctions weaken its investment in Iraq. So, oh, you know what? I didn't check this one site all day. Oh well. This when I read this, I believe they're saying, see, okay, right here. This guy, an economic expert, presented a diagnosis regarding the reasons for the weakness of American companies' investment in Iraq, while he indicated that the most prominent of these reasons are the sanctions and the unsafe environment. So that is like, I won't say a gut punch, but a body blow. Remember that game? Body blow, body blow. Because Sadani's been bragging about how safe and stable his state is, right? And so for this guy to say that, and Mashadani, I think he's in Iraq. But so they also go on to say, well, remember, it's been a year. It's almost been a year since Sadani came here. They had that big, huge entourage, and everyone was excited about the car link. Jeez Louise. I can't think of it, but you know, when all the cars go together, all the SUVs. Envoy? Whatever. You guys know what I mean. But it says because they can't, yeah, here it is. Because of Sadani's visit to Washington months ago and his meeting with major international companies there did not lead to tangible results. Receipts. There's no receipts, as none of these companies have come to Iraq yet. So, see, it's just messing up everything for everybody, right? We're not the only ones hanging out there. Hold it on. All right. So you can read that. You should read that. This is actually a pretty good article to read, but I know not everyone has time. All right. There was a lot about oil today, but while this is a good thing, see, it says major achievement. Iraq and BP ink deal to boost Kirkuk oil output. So it says ink deal, and there they are signing papers, you see? But somewhere it says they initialed the papers. So I don't know if they fully signed, but they definitely have the intent. And then tomorrow, there's already another article out saying, oh no, here, I included it in today. $25 billion over the life of the project to develop those 4 oil and gas fields. That is BP, British Petroleum. However, this is not the oil deal that we need. We need the one with Epicur, Turkey, and Kurdistan. That's the one that we need, in my opinion. That's the major one. So there's that. I did like this wording. The new partnership will be reflected in the rehabilitation of facilities in 4 oil fields and the development of natural gas, because they're using that partnership word. They're not being exploited. You're coming and you're getting our oil, but yes, we're getting our due for the oil, right? where before they were just exploited. Like, this is our oil now, right? But yeah, so, oops. So I like that. So here, this is the one that we want. And I don't think there's any new information in this article. It's just nice and neat. Well, succinct. Epicur pushes for agreement to resume Kurdistan oil exports. And see. And so this is what Epicur stands for. Association of the Petroleum Industry of Kurdistan. All right. And then they want payment surety, respect for production sharing contracts. Put some spec on that, right? And the full statement, which we don't need to read, you can read it if you like. And there's basically the same information. So yeah, so we're still waiting. Well, I say we're waiting for that, but it could be done. But that's the one that everyone thinks has the rate, that if we see those contracts, that's going to expose the rate. Although I'm sure British Petroleum knows their rate, right? They know the rate they're getting. Yeah. So then today, I think, is this today? U.S. urges Baghdad to pay arrears. Arrears? I have a hard time saying that word. Owed to U.S. oil companies working in Kurdistan region. So here's more pressure. And this was posted on X Twitter, right? By that same guy, the Waltz guy that I keep calling Wilkes. So I like the pressure. I like the pressure. Because all of a sudden, a nearly 2-year halt announced the terms. Well, maybe it's not in here. But now all of a sudden, Sadani is urgently pushing for solar energy projects. And there's this one guy, he's so arrogant. I mean, even though it's in Arabic, right? They interviewed him and he was like, yeah, we're having all these problems, but I have solar. So everything in my house is running fine. I was like, oh my gosh, why would they even interview him? And I think he's a member of parliament or one of the ministries. He's a member of one of the ministries. But they are trying to get people to use solar energy, but it's just not catching on. Okay, here's my one commercial. Buy me a coffee. Thank you if you have, or thank you if you're considering and will. And there's the QR code. That's a link and that's a QR code. All right. So that should be it for oil. I tried to put all the oil articles together. So now here we are, Kazemi. Some people had thought Kazemi left, but he didn't. He's making rounds, trying to resolve outstanding problems between Erbil and Baghdad. So here's everyone he met. Well, this was just one. This came out this morning. So this is nephew Barzani, and this here is Kazemi, he was the prime minister before Sudani. Right, for those of you who don't know, so you can read that. So by the time the end of the day came, here's everyone that he met with. Here's the man who runs Kurdistan, Daddy Barzani. Then this is nephew Barzani. This is son Barzani. See how much they look alike? Look how much they look alike. Anyway, sorry. That's the dad. Look at the nose, the ears. You can't tell me that's not his son, right? So that's why I call him son Barzani. And then look at that. Hoshar Zabari. I don't know how to say his name either. So he made the rounds over there. And what did they talk about? Let's see. What did they talk about? The latest developments in the relationship between Baghdad and Erbil and the security, economic, and political reality in all of Iraq, in addition to developments in the regional scene. So he's like, look, you know, We need to get together. I know you don't like what he's talking about, that new president over there. I know you don't like it, but we got to deal with him for the next 4 years. If you want to move forward, just give him what he's asking for, right? That's how I'm imagining those conversations are going. But anyway, so yeah, so then they just have a short blurb from the official office of all those people that he met with, right? So if you want to read that, you can. All right, what's our time? 20 minutes. Okay, we're almost done too. This was good. The Ministerial Council discusses the completion of the budget schedules and developments in the oil market locally and globally. Now, I'm excited about this article. I don't know why, but I was almost going to make this the title article, but I went with the CBI one instead. So this is this is a different group, the Council of Ministers, even though they say it's headed by Sudani. Look who's running it right there. That is the Foreign Minister, Fuad Hussein. There's Miss Sammy. This guy here, look at that little mustache. Who used to wear a mustache like that? And he has to know that. I don't know why he wears that. The man's name rhymes with Fitler, and he's been dead for quite some time. Yeah, can you imagine him going to the barbershop? Yeah, hook me up. I want to keep the same little mustache here. Anyway, he is the integrity minister. All right. So yeah, all those ministers, the trade, agriculture, those are all the people that are needed. They run everything in the country. And there they are talking and listening to each other. And they're talking about local and global happenings. The investment commission's there. It says the governor of central bank. I didn't see him there, but I didn't look either. Legal affairs. Everybody's there. And then Fuad Hussein goes back and tells Sudani what happened at the meeting. So, yeah, you might want to read that. And the Trade Bank of Iraq seems to be the bank we are pushing to the forefront. They're the ones that are showing the commercials on the TV, the ones I still haven't been able to record. So there's that. All right, here's our Secretary of State, Marco Rubio. Look where he's going. And look who he's going to meet with. So yeah, interesting that they're going to Saudi to talk. Maybe they'll, I'm not going to say that. Lord forgive me. That was going to be really evil, what I was about to say. All right, so that's it. Okay, here's this video right here. It doesn't matter. It's in Arabic. But I'll put it there just so you can see. It's this guy. I don't even know who the guy is. But the difference between saving and investing, and starting to dedicate investing as a permanent financial behavior. So what is that? Citizen education, right? Plus, it's another way to tell them, well, you can't invest if you don't save, and you can't save if you don't bring your money in from your house, right? But that wasn't his focus. First, we try to use the word investment better because some people understand saving as save the money and don't spend it on anything. And maybe you mean not even investing. So, of course, there's no fixed percentage at all. It depends on many things other than income. It depends on obligations. In a person who's committed, meaning he spends on himself. In a person who spends on 2 families. In a person who has, previous circumstances, so he pays off old obligations. So this is me. I don't support setting a fixed percentage, for example. The majority say 10% as a start, but I don't. I prefer a fixed percentage at all. If 2% or 3%, now he must be Saudi Arabian, right? Because it says 200 riyals. And that's how Saudi Arabia spells their riyals. So continuing, the most important thing is that you start with time is a type, meaning that it includes the behavior, a type of behavior that you accustom yourself to continuously, that you enter and invest with time, and the behavior develops and you achieve better results. So I know that's YouTube's translator is horrible. And I've been I've been reading for about 2 or 3 years now. So it's saying it's new, and yes, you're used to spending one way, and this applies to some everyone, right? Not just the Iraqis or the Saudis. It's all about choices, right? What are you deciding to do with your money? And if do your obligations eat up all the money you get? Then, most people think they can't save, but even if you start with $5 and you put it on the S&P, that's investing, right? But anyway, yeah, so I thought that was interesting. Okay, this article here, I did not want to share because it's pretty scary. It's a nice looking helicopter. Look at that. We just need some music, right? But it's very nice looking, but it's very lethal. So I put that article there if people want to read about it. And we have moved it. We've moved at least one. I don't know if there's others, but the citizens have seen us move it there. So they're not happy about that. Not that they're not happy about it, but it starts to freak them out when they see us bringing new military, what is it? Machinery? That's not the right word, but I don't know. But anyway, yeah, so that's there. I think that's the last article. All right, so then I just wanted to show you. Yeah, it looks like it's long, but it's not. Yeah, look at that. A transformative shift in attack aviation. I hope it has some anti-drone something so when the little drones come, they can shoot the little drones out of the air, right? Anyway, all right. Let's go here. So we're still, okay. We're still dealing with, so yes, my fears have been confirmed. The man that we made president of Syria is, okay, allegedly, no. Yeah. Let me say, allegedly, he's allowing some people inside Syria to wipe out the Alawites. It's confirmed. Sadr came out and condemned it. But his response is like, I'm not in the country. It's not me. You better look at some foreign countries who are in the country right now. So is he talking about us? Is he talking about Iran? I don't know. But yeah, so Syria is still probably a great ball of fire, right? And they're just trying to keep it out of the news as much as they can, but the people who are being affected, somehow they're getting the word out. So, and then I think I told you guys yesterday, there's two groups loyal to Assad still. They're fighting. So yeah. All right. And here, Khomeini calls U.S. government a bully. They're bullying us. and rejects negotiations. So I'm not gonna I'm not gonna post that, but I wanted you to see that. And then what is this one? Oh, I love this picture. I think it's here. Oh no, maybe they took it down. I had it frozen. Yeah, here it is. Here it is. See how they photoshopped? Our new president is pointing and then Khomeini's pointing and they want it to look like they're pointing at each other. But yep, Tehran defiant as U.S. threatens military action over that word there, standoff. So there's still lots of stuff going on with Iran and us. And yeah, we'll see how that plays out, right? All right, so that's it. Oh, look at that, 30 minutes. Okay, so I'm not going to drag it out because I said I was going to keep it to 30 minutes. And so it was a good article day today. There wasn't anything about the exchange rate, well, other than Nabil Marsumi, nothing about the new money. But you know, in time, that will come in time. I tell you guys, I don't think anything's going to happen during Ramadan. And then the delegation is going back to the U.S. in April sometime. We don't know the date. I'm sure as we get closer to the end of Ramadan, we'll know the date. And then, yeah, I think they'll take May to get some things in line. And then they could release it in June. Oh, one thing a thought that I started that I don't think I finished. The pressure that they're putting on. So on one side, Sudani's like, we need a year to replace the electricity that Iran provides, right? Remember I said that? And I said, you would have been better off saying 6 months. But then on the other hand, he's like, urgent, we need to get solar projects up and running. And they've got an Indian company that's going to bring in transformers. The Eastern Indian, right? The India that Modi's the president of or whatever. And they're looking to Qatar, Egypt, and one other country, Jordan perhaps? I don't know. To try to hurry up and get connected to their grids. But see, if we wouldn't have put that pressure on, they would have just kept paying Iran and kept doing things the way they've been being done, right? So hopefully something good will come from the pressure. All right. So did you see? I figured out how to put the the previous episode on the screen. So right about here, you should see the link. Well, no, I won't say that. But if you keep watching, the link is going to pop up for episode 38. In case you missed episode 38, then you just one click, boom, and it's there. All right, so I will close out with accumulate while we wait for the rate to appreciate. Don't miss any meals and pay all your bills. Thank you. I appreciate all of you who do anything. If you click the like button, if you share, if you join, follow, subscribe, all of that. Thank you, thank you. And enjoy this. Enjoy the rest of your morning, night, noon, whatever time frame you are enjoying this information. And until next time.